So,
Kwa sawa? Tuanze. Good evening. It is another day and we have installed one final circuit. Today we are looking at a single phase installation because we have a single phase installation where in our case today we want to install a bell circuit and being controlled from one position, and we also have a siren in place. So in case of any disturbances in your houses, so you can raise an alarm. So our circuit is very simple. So you have realized that the materials that we require in our circuit, we have our CCU where we start our installation. Then we have a double pole switch for the means of isolation. In case you need to do any maintenance to your circuit, then you can isolate both live and neutral. Then from that point you can see that we have a protective device. In case of any short circuiting in our circuit, then our circuit breaker will be in place for that mechanism. So we have our first circuit, that is a bell circuit. You have realized that we have installed a 12-volt bell, and in this case you realize that since our supply is 240, we have to step down our voltage from 240 to 12 volts. In this case we use a step down transformer, and we have it in place. Then we have our output where our neutral goes direct to where we have our other switching mechanism. In this case we have a 12-volt bell relay for means of switching. Now from our press where we operate our bell switch, we have a press where we only connect our phase conductor or the live conductor through the switch. Then from that point again we go to our relay. Then our neutral goes direct to the bell after we have activated the coil of that relay. Then immediately after that we are through with our first circuit. Then we also have a siren in place if you want to raise an alarm, maybe to the members of the public due to disturbances in your household. Then in this case we have a two position control in our siren. So you have to press, you can either press the first switch or the second one so that you can operate your siren. Then after installing that, you'll be able to note that we have used a 1.5 millimeter squared size of a cable to install our siren circuit. Again for the 12-volt bell, because our current again now is down. Now in this case we have used a 0.75 millimeter squared flexible cable, and because our circuit is working, we are going to test. So we had isolated our circuit, that is our power supply, so it is on. Again our breaker is on, so we can test. We can start with our bell circuit and we see whether it is operating. So once I press, so you can hear the bell. If someone was at the entrance and they need someone to open the gate, then you only have to press the switch and they will be alerted in the house. So again we also have our siren. If in case you have disturbances, maybe in case of thieves in the household, then you can raise an alarm, and in that case you can either use any of the switches depending on the place you are in. Maybe you are at the ground floor, then again you may be in a first floor. If you are in a story building, then you can have two different position. In this case you can use the first position to raise the alarm or the siren, so we can test that. So we have that in place. So again you can also use, if you are in the story building, maybe in first floor, so again you can also do the same. So thank you, and that is what we had prepared for today. So next class we'll prepare something different.